So my senator is out here causing all of this conversation, honey, about Donald Trump and Natalie Harp. Let's talk about it. So the other day, my senator, Jon Ossoff, said this at one of his campaign rallies.
And there's something uniquely despicable about lying a nation into war. Treating citizens as fools and those who serve as pawns. Aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln, they've now been at sea for 240 plus days without a port call. It's a Navy record. And still they serve with excellence. And still they serve with excellence. God bless the sailors, Marines, aviators, and all aboard the United States ship Abraham Lincoln. See, they don't expect luxury. They'll endure hardship. But they deserve competent leaders who send them into combat only when necessary and with decisive clarity of purpose, not fools who lie about the purpose and progress of war. And while the sailors on the Lincoln fight his war, while he fruitlessly drains our munitions and oil reserves, the president sleeps through his meetings. He golfs and trades stocks. See, he doesn't want to do the job. He wants to build his ballroom and travel with Natalie on their apparently defenseless flying palace gifted by the Emir of Qatar.
Ooh, baby. That statement has got MAGA's panties all in a bunch. And I find it interesting that they are only upset that Jon Ossoff mentioned that all Donald Trump cares about is riding around in his Qatari jet with Natalie Harp. That's what they are upset about, the mention of Natalie Harp. Nope, they weren't upset that Jon Ossoff called out Donald Trump for having us in this frivolous, illegal war. They weren't upset that Jon Ossoff called out Donald Trump for the sailors not having their basic needs met while they are out there on those ships trying to protect the United States because of Donald Trump's frivolous war. They weren't upset that Jon Ossoff called out Donald Trump for trading stock as the president of the United States. They were not upset that Jon Ossoff called out Donald Trump for riding around in that gifted Qatari jet, gifted and defenseless Qatari jet. They weren't upset about any of those call-outs. They were only upset that Jon Ossoff called out the fact that Donald Trump is riding around in that jet with Natalie Harp. That basically should tell us all we need to know about this crazy relationship between Natalie Harp and Donald Trump. Listen, if you haven't heard the rumors, I got a list right here. Here are the rumors about Donald Trump and Natalie Harp. Okay, so the one rumor is Harp is in love or infatuated with Trump. This speculation is largely driven by reporting about extremely devoted letters Harp allegedly wrote to Trump. One reportedly told him that he was essentially the most important person in her life. Other reporting describes her referring to Trump as her guardian and protector. Her estranged brother, Preston Harp, has characterized her attachment as an unhealthy obsession. This That's his assessment, not proof of a romantic relationship. Her brother went on to CNN and did a interview with Aaron Barnett. Here's some of that interview.
I mean, your sister, my understanding is, first became known to Trump back in 2019. And at the time, she credited him, Preston, with helping her beat a tragic battle, but one that she incredibly beat with bone cancer. Here's what she said.
This president pushed that forward and possibly saved your life.
He did. As I like to say, I'm not dying from cancer anymore thanks to President Trump. I'm living with cancer. I'm living the quality of life that I always wanted to have, that it took me 4 years to find because I wasn't offered it here. It took President Trump going to Washington to be able to get that for me.
And after that, Preston, she had speaking slots at the Faith and Freedom Conference, at the 2020 RNC, right? She became very high profile and then started working for Trump. How much do you think she truly believed that Trump saved her life?
Well, that's an interesting question. But if she thinks about it, what he did was he made experimental drugs legal to try, and that insurance would pay for it. So it's not like he like physically saved her life, you know? It's kind of different. Like, it's like Donald Trump didn't pay his own money to save my sister's life. So it really just depends how you look at it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, and look, I guess it's just one example of everyone trying to understand, who this person is who spends so much time and, is with the president all the time, right? He's the commander in chief and she has such an important role. So there was a series called The Art of the Surge just a couple of years ago, Preston, 2024. And in it, your sister talks extensively about working for Trump. I just wanted to play a clip of it for you. Here she is.
Politics was never something I liked. Business was my background, real estate, MBA. I was very much not interested in politics in California. I feel like you get the same kind of sort of politicians. But when I was sick, I started watching the Republican debates. He was my first exposure to politics, and I loved it. Like, this guy, he gets it.
So she says there, he was her first exposure to politics, right? You guys grew up in the same home, the same family. So you understand where she's coming from in a way that no one else does.
Yeah.
What do you think drew her to him?
Not her. Yeah. Well, my mom raised us with the idea that American exceptionalism was the correct way of looking at things, that the United States is the boss of the world, that, slavery was back then, that was normal. People weren't bad because they had slaves. And honestly, and it's like Trump wants to take all those books out of schools. He wants to rewrite history. And so, I think that my sister, unfortunately, didn't break out of that delusion that my mom raised us with. And Trump is like everything that my mom taught us to respect. So I think that's where her infatuation for Trump comes from, honestly. Because I don't think it's a physical attraction. Let's get real,
What do you think it is about her? I mean, what do you make of how much the president relies on her? We've learned a lot, from Maggie Haberman and Jonathan Swan's new book, we've learned, right, about his incredible reliance on her at all hours of the day to post social media posts, just as one example.
Yeah. I think that Trump's best friends are people who are his fan club, and so she's his biggest fan. And so that's probably why he likes her. And she's good looking. She's got a good personality. I don't know.
I want to ask you, Preston, on something
she thinks that he saved her life. So somebody living with that kind of gratitude, that must feel pretty good.
I want to ask you about something. I don't know if you knew about this. You probably didn't. But we're just breaking it here at CNN this hour. And that is, two sources, Preston, are telling CNN that your sister was involved, back in October 2023, right? The context here is Donald Trump's motorcade was going to leave Trump Tower for a court appearance, And they were all getting into the motorcade. Oh, yeah. There was sort of a screaming match about who was getting in what car. And it turned out that there wasn't room for Natalie. So she insisted, she said no. Trump had personally asked her to come to this court appearance, so she needed to be in the car. Now, according to these sources, the end result is that your sister jumped into the trunk of one of the motorcade vehicles to go to the court appearance in Lower Manhattan.
That's really funny. I didn't even know about that.
I mean, what is your reaction to that?
That's
I mean,
crazy.
you're laughing, but I mean, is it funny or what? I mean, you know her, so
No,
that's
it's
why.
not. I'm sorry. It's actually kind of sad. That's obsession. That's like an unhealthy obsession with someone. If you're gonna jump into the trunk of their car, like.
The brother is like, oh, this is some straight up foolishness with my sister. And he just cannot believe that his sister is in this position and is this type of person with Donald Trump, right? He is in disbelief. He's got that laughter going on, but I don't think he views it as ha funny. He views it as funny sad. Anywho, here's some of the other rumors. Trump has an unusually strong emotional attachment to Harp. This has considerably more reporting behind it than the affair allegation. Reports describe Trump as placing extraordinary trust in Harp and valuing her loyalty. She reportedly has unusually direct access to him and works outside some of the normal White House hierarchy. Harp is in love or infatuated with Trump. We went through that. Melania Trump has been uncomfortable with Harp's access to Trump. Reports have claimed that Melania encountered Harp in Trump's private family quarters while Harp was delivering papers to him at night. This has fueled enormous speculation about tension between the two women, but the leap from Melania encountered her there to Melania believes they're having an affair is not established by the evidence. So a lot of people are like, where is Melania? Where is Melania, right? Because we really haven't seen Melania. And I was like, Melania somewhere thinking, thank God for Natalie Harp. Natalie has got Donald Trump busy. Natalie gives Donald Trump the attention that he craves. Melania is not giving that to him, nor does she want to. So yeah, she may be uncomfortable with it, which means that's why she's staying far away from it. The next rumor is Harp goes to extraordinary lengths to remain physically close to Donald Trump. This one has a particularly wild reported example. Harp allegedly rode in the trunk cargo area of an SUV after an argument over getting into Trump's motorcade for his 2023 New York civil fraud trial. That story is now being widely reported and has helped drive the current fascination with their relationship. That's the rumor that Aaron Barnett asked her brother Preston about, and he said that is an unhealthy obsession. The next rumor, she has slept in unusual places so she could remain near to Trump. Recent reporting alleges Harp stayed or slept in unconventional areas at Trump's Bedminster Club, including quarters such as maids' rooms or a woman's locker room area to maintain proximity to him. These claims originate in reporting about his intense devotion and should be distinguished from independently established facts. So the rumor is she has slept in the locker room at Bedminster so that she can stay in close proximity to Donald Trump. That's my issue. Sleeping in a maid's quarter, that's not even an issue. I would think that would be sufficient accommodations for the help, because she is the help. We pay her $150,000 if you did not know. Taxpayers pay Natalie Harp to run after Donald Trump $150,000 per year, allegedly. So to be in the maid's quarters, I don't see an issue with that. sleeping in a locker room where they have lockers and benches and the showers. What? That is an unhealthy obsession if that rumor is true. The next rumor, she's Trump's secret nurse, diaper nurse. Now, this is what I think. I don't think there's anything sexual going on between the two of them. I do believe they both have an unhealthy obsession with each other. There is an emotional attachment going on between the two of them. But a lot of people think that she is Donald Trump's nurse because she always has a bag. Now, I think what's in the bag, she doubles as Donald Trump's human printer, social media writer. I believe all of that is wrapped up in their unhealthy obsession between each other. But this is a viral social media rumor stemming partly from photographs of Harp carrying a bag while accompanying Trump. What also could be in the bag is her laptop, her little printer that she has, paper, things to do what it is that she needs to do as far as printing out the good articles about him or typing up his social media posts. Harp has enormous behind-the-scenes influence over Trump. Unlike the affair rumor, there is substantial reporting behind the broader concern about her influence. Harp is known as the human printer because she travels with a portable printer and provides Trump with printed articles, posts, and other information. She also reportedly assists with or manages his Truth Social output. Critics worry this gives her unusual power over what information reaches him. And I believe they found a video clip where they are actually typing out a post for him together. I'll put that in here if I can find it. The next rumor. She functions as an enabler who gives Trump information he wants to hear. Some reporting portrays Harp as filtering or selecting information for Trump and reinforcing his existing views rather than challenging them. That's an interpretation of her role rather than a proven secret arrangement, but concerns about her gatekeeping role have been reported for quite some time. And the last rumor that's being heavily discussed out there, the relationship is non-sexual but intensely devotional. Interestingly, this is almost a counter rumor to the affair story. Some people familiar with the situation have reportedly characterized Harp's attachment as more like extreme personal, religious, or familial devotion with romance. Her own brother has also suggested that her fixation is about admiration and attachment rather than romance. So those are the rumors flying out and around those two and that relationship. Yeah. I could just say this. I don't believe that we will be seeing Melania fighting for her man. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you came across this video, please subscribe to the channel. If you are not subscribed, I'll see y'all in the next one.